8 dark manipulation tactics women use to control you. In the complex tapestry of human relationships, manipulation stands out as a dark thread, subtly woven into interactions to control, dominate, and exploit. While manipulation can manifest in myriad forms, certain tactics are particularly insidious, casting long shadows over the health and vitality of relationships. This discourse aims to shine a light on 8 such manipulative strategies, not to cast aspersions on any group, but to foster awareness and resilience. By understanding the mechanics of these tactics, ranging from the silent treatment and love bombing to financial control and information withholding, we equip ourselves with the knowledge to recognize manipulation in its many guises. Armed with this insight, we can navigate our relationships with greater confidence, integrity, and mutual respect, ensuring that our connections enrich rather than diminish our lives. If you want a step-by-step guide on how to approach, date, and seduce women, check the link in the description. It's the best comprehensive guide out there. Going back to the video. Silent treatment. Communication as a weapon. The silent treatment is a passive-aggressive form of emotional manipulation where one person refuses to communicate with another, effectively using silence as a weapon. This tactic can be particularly damaging, as it denies the victim the basic human need for interaction and acknowledgement, often leaving them feeling confused, isolated, and unworthy. The manipulator uses this technique to exert control, punish the victim for perceived wrongs, and coerce them into compliance or change. Victims of the silent treatment may find themselves walking on eggshells, desperately trying to mend the relationship or change their behavior to end the silence. This can lead to a significant power imbalance, where the manipulator holds all the cards, dictating the emotional climate of the relationship. To combat the silent treatment, it's crucial to recognize it for what it is, a form of manipulation and not a healthy way to deal with conflict. Love bombing, the overwhelming onslaught of affection. Love bombing is a manipulation tactic characterized by excessive attention, affection, and admiration directed at the victim, typically at the beginning of a relationship. This overwhelming onslaught of affection is designed to win over the victim quickly, breaking down their defenses and making them emotionally dependent on the manipulator. The sudden and intense nature of love bombing can be confusing, creating a sense of obligation and pressure to reciprocate the feelings and actions of the manipulator. However, love bombing is not about genuine affection. It's about gaining control. Once the manipulator feels secure in their influence, the intensity of affection may sharply decline, leaving the victim feeling needy and striving to recapture the initial rush of affection. This creates a cycle of dependency, with the victim increasingly tied to the manipulator's emotional roller coaster. Recognizing love bombing involves paying attention to the pace and intensity of the relationship's development. Genuine relationships build gradually, with affection and trust developing over time. It's important to maintain independence, set healthy boundaries, and take time to evaluate the relationship's progression critically. Consulting with trusted friends or family can also provide a grounded perspective outside the whirlwind of affection. Isolation, cutting the supportive ties. Isolation is a powerful manipulation tactic where the manipulator seeks to distance the victim from their support network, including friends, family, and colleagues. By controlling the victim's social interactions and communication, the manipulator aims to become the victim's sole source of support, advice, and affection. This isolation increases the victim's dependence on the manipulator, making it more challenging to resist their influence or leave the relationship. Isolation often begins subtly, with the manipulator expressing jealousy or disdain for certain individuals in the victim's life, gradually escalating to demands or ultimatums. The loss of a support network leaves the victim vulnerable, lacking external perspectives and emotional support, which can exacerbate feelings of loneliness and dependence. Countering isolation involves recognizing the early signs of manipulative behavior and maintaining connections with friends and family despite the manipulator's efforts. It's also crucial to seek out new avenues of support, such as online communities or professional counseling, which can provide validation and advice on dealing with isolation tactics. Flattery and excessive compliments. The seductive lure. Flattery and excessive compliments can serve as a seductive lure in the hands of a manipulator, designed to disarm the victim's defenses and foster an environment of dependency and obligation. While receiving compliments can be genuinely affirming, when used manipulatively, they're intended to create a sense of indebtedness and boost the manipulator's influence over the victim. This tactic plays on the victim's need for approval and validation, making them more susceptible to the manipulator's demands and expectations. However, the excessive praise is often not tied to genuine admiration, but rather the manipulator's agenda, leading to a relationship dynamic where the victim's self-esteem becomes increasingly tied to the manipulator's approval. To navigate the maze of flattery and excessive compliments, it's vital to develop a strong sense of self-worth independent of external validation. Financial control. The economic chains. Financial control is a manipulation tactic where the manipulator exerts undue influence over the victim's financial resources, decisions, and independence. This can manifest as controlling access to money, making unilateral financial decisions, or sabotaging the victim's attempts to gain or maintain financial independence. The aim is to create a dynamic of economic dependency, where the victim is forced to rely on the manipulator for financial security and decision-making, significantly limiting their autonomy and freedom. Overcoming financial control requires gaining financial literacy and independence, and learning to budget and manage finances independently. Triangulation. The divisive strategy. Triangulation involves the manipulator introducing a third party into the relationship dynamic, whether real or fabricated, to create a sense of competition, insecurity, or jealousy in the victim. This tactic divides and conquers, undermining the victim's confidence and trust, both in themselves and in the manipulator, and often in the third party as well. The manipulator may compare the victim unfavorably to the third party or share secrets with the third party, creating an atmosphere of mistrust and competition. Countering triangulation requires recognizing the tactic and refusing to engage in the manipulator's game. It's important to communicate openly and directly with the manipulator about the impact of their actions and to reinforce trust and communication with those unintentionally involved in the triangulation. Fostering a sense of self-worth independent of the manipulator's comparisons and seeking external perspectives can also help mitigate the effects of this tactic. Withholding information. Knowledge is power. Withholding information is a manipulation tactic where the manipulator deliberately keeps critical information from the victim, maintaining a position of power and control. This can range from hiding financial details to concealing aspects of their personal life or plans. The lack of transparency creates an imbalance in the relationship, with the victim often feeling out of the loop, confused, and powerless. To combat this tactic, it's essential to foster an environment of openness and transparency in the relationship. Asserting the right to information, especially regarding decisions that affect both parties, is crucial. Engaging in open dialogues about expectations for communication and information sharing can help establish a more balanced dynamic and reduce their dependency on the manipulator's narrative. Each of these manipulation tactics represents a different facet of control and influence within relationships. Recognizing, understanding, and addressing these behaviors are crucial steps towards fostering healthier, more equitable relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Seeking support from friends, family, or professionals can provide the strength and perspective needed to navigate and recover from manipulative dynamics. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and watch this one as well. Thanks for watching.